I'm very pleased to welcome Hanna Yurchenko. She is the leader of the Ukrainian Language School. Я дуже радий вивчати українську мову.
Дуже добре, чудово, супер. Thank you so much for the chance to be here to talk to you, and I really appreciate it. And I'm really happy to talk to you today to talk about our school, about Ukrainian language and the importance of learning Ukrainian.
Right, you are in Kyiv, right?
Absolutely,
You're
yes,
based
we
in
are.
Kyiv. I am married to a Ukrainian wife, and
Okay.
since 20 years, and
Okay.
and I really regret that I did not learn the Ukrainian language right away from the beginning because it was.
I'm happy that you learn Ukrainian now with us, and I believe that everything has its time, yes, and
Oh,
this your desire and your goal to learn Ukrainian, it came to you just right on time, and I'm sure that you're motivated now to learn Ukrainian. And
Absolutely, I understand the importance of this language, which is such a beautiful language, and I didn't have much an idea of Ukrainian, and when I grew up in West Germany, there was this Iron Curtain, and we were divided from the Soviet Union and all that. Oh, we should not talk about history, but a little bit, at least I will. I will talk about my own experience. And so I just wanted to tell that we had no idea about all those countries which have been behind the Iron Curtain. And all of a sudden, 91, it appeared all of a sudden a lot of new countries, which is Baltic states, Ukraine, Kazakhstan, whatever.
Yeah.
So I was interested just in the also in the Russian. Please let me tell. In the Russian language, I was also interested, but I really did not understand the difference between and the importance of the Ukrainian language, and I wanted to learn Ukrainian.
Of course, yeah, and this is really. I think it's really important that you support Ukrainians and support your family by learning Ukrainian. And I think this is maybe the most important for us, that we have our school for almost 3 years since the war started.
Since
And
then, okay.
yes, we started it in March 2022.
Yeah.
And every year, every new year, and every day, Independence Day, I always ask our students to say something in Ukrainian, and I always publish it on our Instagram and other channels. And you cannot imagine how Ukrainians are grateful when people from Germany, from America, from all other countries, they just say in Ukrainian, welcome, Drіздвом, something like this, or we support you, we love you. You cannot understand how important it is. And they write me this, so thank you so much that you really support for us. This is here in Ukraine, people staying here in Ukraine. This is the most important thing is to hear that you support us, you're really with us, because it's really important to see this support from people.
Absolutely, and the Ukrainian language it's really completely, that's something else than the other languages. I speak English, as you hear, and I speak German is my mother tongue, and I speak also French. I learned that when I tried to learn some Italian when I was in Italy and so on. I'm interested in languages, and so all of a sudden I understood, whoa, why shouldn't I learn Ukrainian? Because Ukraine is a big country. It's the biggest country in Europe. It's bigger than France. It's from the surface here. And the population number also. It's however you count, it's such a big country, and that's why it's important to learn Ukrainian, and or not important, but it's just as interesting as learning another language, I thought. But now I know it's more important, even because we are in a historic special situation. And I can tell you about my own experience when I met my wife 20 years ago, I wanted to learn Ukrainian. I told you, and so I found a Ukrainian teacher those days, an emeritus, an old professor who was already in pension,
Oh.
and he gave me books from Canada, from Ukrainian exile. Canadian Ukrainians who have been fled in the history
Yeah, like
in the
they're like
Stalin area.
diaspora, yes, diaspora in
Diaspora
Canada.
in Canada, right? That's it.
Mhm.
And so he, Anfir Ostapchuk,
Okay.
that was his name, and he gave me a little poem from Taras Shevchenko to learn,
Okay.
and it's called Vecher. I can say it if you like to hear.
Of course, yeah, yeah. I love poems by Taras Shevchenko. Our students recite poems by Taras Shevchenko when he was on his birthday, March 9. And I asked our students to recite poems, and you cannot. Maybe you should visit our Instagram. So, like 20 or 30 students recited poems by Taras Shevchenko.
Fantastic.
Such beautiful experience, and of course our Ukrainian friends were so grateful this experience.
Yeah,
And of course, please
absolutely.
do trust
Yes, and yeah, Hanna, this was for me. This was an incredible experience. I just learned this poem. Вечір, садок вишневий коло хати, хрущі над вишнями худуть, плугата різ плугами йдуть, співають ідучі дівчата, а матері вечерять ждуть. So
Super.
so and the other two verses I can also say. And when I said this poem, the reaction of the Ukrainians was always like, "Wow!"
Oh, yeah.
So
Wow.
they were so astonished, and I was, why did I just recite some poem? No, it was something else. It was something very, very special for the Ukrainians.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. For us, it's like, when you learn Ukrainian and you speak Ukrainian to Ukrainians, it's our heart is like, they are singing and we feel so much gratitude. If you want to impress the person from Ukraine, just say a few words, say this verse by Taras Shevchenko, and you will win a friend. People will be your friends, will do everything, to show their gratitude.
Yes, and I found the Ukrainian people, all Ukrainians I met have been so warm-hearted people, and so brilliant people, and intelligent and nice and warm-hearted. I'm really in love with Ukrainians people, and I'm so grateful having the chance to be married to a Ukrainian woman. And so I felt really, really, really that, because I'm married to her since 20 years and I didn't learn the language correctly because I mixed up all the time Ukrainian with Russian. So let me tell, I came to Ukraine.
She speaks Russian or she speaks Ukrainian? She
speaks both. She grew up really in a perfectly bilingual home. Her mother, she's from West Ukraine. She spoke Ukrainian to the child. Her father is from Melitopol and he speaks Russian. And so, and they lived in Kyiv, and she grew up in a house. Each of her parents spoke his language, her language, and the child, her name is Julia, my wife, and she spoke. By the way, I say hello to her, to you from my wife. Yeah.
Thank you. Same from me. Thank you so much.
And so she's a perfect example that Ukraine has been a perfectly bilingual language, and there was no resentment against the Russian language because they were using it all the time. But all those lies now it's something completely different.
It changed.
Changed, absolutely.
Yeah,
please tell me, Hanna.
I can tell you that we agreed that we don't touch this point, but I was born in the Donetsk region, in the Soviet Union, yes, and of course you can understand that the Donetsk region is totally Russian speaking.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just loved the language. It's not my mother tongue. Yes, my Russian is my mother tongue. But when I heard it, from the first time I heard it in school. So the first time I heard Ukrainian, it was in school. I was in the second grade. And something, it touched my heart so deeply. And we had this calendar. My grandmother, it was Soviet Union then. She had this calendar on the wall. It was in Ukrainian, about Ukrainian culture, something like Ukrainian bread, Ukrainian traditions. For me, it was mumbo jumbo. Like, I couldn't read, I couldn't understand. But suddenly, it just caught my attention, and I read this tiny sheets of calendar, and I read it about Ukrainian wedding, about Ukrainian baptization of a child. And for me, it was quite another world. I was like a foreigner who found something fascinating, and I learned Ukrainian since then. I fell in love with Ukrainian language. For me, it was,
Wow.
oh my God, it was so fascinating. And since that, second grade calendar, my love to Ukrainian language started. Everybody was laughing at me like, oh, why are you learning this? It's not important. But for me, no, it was important. And I decided that I want to be a teacher of Ukrainian language, even if
Wow.
everybody was laughing. Yeah.
Wow.
But I went to Kyiv, and I became a student of Taras Shevchenko University in Kyiv, Ukrainian language, and I graduated, and I wrote a dissertation, PhD, in Ukrainian language. And for me, it's the love of my life, because it's so unique. It's so, and for me, what I opened there when I started in the university is Ukrainian culture. For me, it was totally different from what I was growing up in, because it was Soviet Union. It was all foreign to us. Yeah, we didn't celebrate Christmas. We didn't celebrate Easter. We didn't celebrate anything. Yeah, and here I come to Kyiv, and here I meet people from Western Ukraine, from Kyiv region, and it's another world. It's there. They celebrated. They told me their traditions. They told me
Yeah.
about. They
Yeah.
told me. And this is what I learned. I learned Ukrainian traditions. I learned Ukrainian culture. And for me, but oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. It was 1998, as I remember. The Ukrainian, the Soviet Union just collapsed, and it was the beginning of the Ukraine. But for me, it was another world, and I'm grateful. I'm so grateful to the chance to learn Ukrainian. So I'm like you. I was learning Ukrainian,
So
yes, as a
interesting.
foreign language. Yeah. So this is my story. Maybe it will be a little bit interesting. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that story. That's very interesting. And I hope and I pray that there are also so many,
Mhm.
and I'm sure that there are many, many Ukrainians also who think like you, who
Mhm.
who detect now their
Mhm.
own roots. They know now where they belong to. They before they have been mixed up by by the
Mhm.
Russian Empire and whatever, and
Mhm.
there's no tradition, no rules, everything is stolen,
Mhm.
everything is a lie,
Mhm.
and so on and so on. And now Ukraine is a real country. And when I met everything I know
Mhm.
from the beginning is from telling what my wife told me, and she is a really and she knows it from her mother, and so this is a very and and what I wanted to tell you it's that I I know now that this is a historical moment now because
Mhm.
and and I am very convinced and I'm very sure that Ukraine will win and will stay forever because you
Yeah, for me, it's a very hard topic to talk.
this
Yes,
is a very
if
hard
we
topic.
talked, yeah, because if we talked about it a year ago, maybe I would say, yeah, of course, yeah, but it's been almost 3
Yeah,
years of this. And
this
I've
is
been doing this for a very long time. We've been doing.
this is so unfair and this is so but I
Mhm.
let me tell when I met Julia in the beginning
Mhm.
she had this kind of feeling
Mhm.
that it has been all the time like this, and the Russians try to suppress us, but they will never win. They have no chance, and so on. But I realized that Ukraine is now on the map. It is there. It is a country, and the young people are born. They grow up in the Ukrainian culture, and they learn about Taras Shevchenko and about Ivan Franko and about I mean, so,
Actually, I can tell you that I saw it with my own eyes because I was born in the Soviet Union, and but it was collapsed when I was like 10 years. So I
Yeah.
was a little girl starting in school, and I saw how the system changed, how the education changed.
Yeah.
And I can tell you that it happened very quickly. Ukrainian culture, Ukrainian history prevailed, yes, and we
Yes.
started learning Ukrainian language, Ukrainian
Yeah.
history,
Yes.
Ukrainian culture from the day one of Ukrainian independence.
Yes.
I
Yes.
can remember this. Yes, it
Yes.
was Russian, it was present, but I can tell you that it was really important from the first day of Ukraine as an independent country. So I can tell you that 33 years, maybe now,
Yeah.
we are Ukrainians and we learn Ukrainian culture.
Absolutely, and that is the task is now
Mhm,
that
mhm,
you, and that's why your language school is so important, and that's why it is
mhm,
also important that people like me, like many there, let me tell, there's a lot of people here in Germany and in Europe and in America and ever they who support Ukraine and who love Ukraine and who like to learn more about Ukraine. That's why it is so important that every one of us who is loving Ukraine and has some possibilities to spread the news, that every one of us will spread the news, and not that we don't keep quiet, and that we talk about Ukraine, because the other side, the nasty R
mhm,
word, which is not
mhm,
to be mentioned,
mhm.
those that those
Okay.
they are not lazy. They are also spreading bad news and lies, and also so we have. But I'm sure that the good will prevail and that it will win, and it's our task to.
I really appreciate, and we have, more than 300 students now. Yes, and
That's
we are,
that's
yeah,
more than
and
300 students. Yeah, wow.
yeah, more than, and every day we gain more and more students. And I always say to you that you're our ambassadors, you're our advocates, no, not less. Yes. And you have this, honorable task to spread the word, be like our, because we cannot go, lots of Ukrainians are there. Yes, they are in Europe. They are like maybe ambassadors. But the most important thing that you, not Ukrainians, spread the word, because people will believe you, they will trust you, they will listen to you. And thank you so much for doing this. We really appreciate it.
Yes, sure. And it's hard to be heard, but it's possible because. But the other thing is the time is going, and I feel really, I tell you, I feel really ashamed about the behavior of our German government. Scholz was
Mhm.
really reluctant completely and says he's wise and not escalating and all that shit. Excuse me this word. And but he's doing the wrong thing, and I hope he will be history very soon. And this is so
I
important.
totally agree. I totally agree that time was lost. Yes, Ukraine could
Absolutely.
have won,
You are so,
a year ago, maybe 2 years ago, we could have
yeah,
won that. But this reluctance to help, this unwillingness to help, to be with us,
yeah. It's,
it really ruined. It
this,
really
this, this,
ruined lots of
this
opportunities.
is a
I
big
think.
sin. This is a really big sin. Not doing the right thing, just letting the time pass. There will be justice, and we waste this time, and that's a big sin. But
The
anyway,
problem is maybe that, I'm sorry, I just think that people are trying to live in their bubble and they don't want to expand this bubble. They don't want to see the bigger picture. Yes, they think, oh, I'm good. I'm happy with what I'm having here. I'm happy. I can travel. I can have my work. I can, enjoy my life. I don't
that's
care about what's happening in Ukraine, and let them. It's their problem. It's not my war.
that's
It's
it.
their.
That's
Why
it.
should I help? Why should I help? Because it's
Yeah.
not my problem.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
no. But this
Yeah.
bubble, it can be ruined anytime.
This bubble
Even,
will
even
explode one day. It just
yeah,
collapse.
yeah,
Just collapse, and
absolutely.
that's exactly what I'm saying. Absolutely. And but what gave me, have you seen this interview with Mitro Kuleba? I thought I liked the
Yeah,
end. I like the
yeah.
ending. I like the ending of what he said. He says really, we don't have he says we will, if you zoom out, he said, then you will see the bigger picture, and this is a historical moment, and we just have not the right to fail this time. But it's really unfair and hard that you have to do it all alone. It's really bad. But let me tell you, Hanna, you have a lot of supporters in Germany also, and I'm very sure that this will not last forever. Russia is such a ruined country. They have no power to win. No way, they will not.
I would really want to believe you, but I'm not really sure that it will happen soon, very soon.
No,
and
soon not.
We are here, for 3 years in Kyiv, and during this all this time, this unfairness, yes, these attacks. So every day we wake up from these air alerts. My children are running into the corridor, and we are sleeping in the corridor. Yes, we're living without electricity. Yes, so and for me, it's unfair. It's unfair. Why should we live like this? Why we deserve this? We didn't deserve it. We're just we're normal people living in, like, we want to live a normal life. And how long should we live like this? So for me, it's really unfair, and it's really why should we? This is the question. Why? Yeah.
This is a question I cannot answer. But let's go back to the Ukrainian. About your language school. How you said you have 300 students, and how
more than 300 students? Yeah,
more than 300 students. And how from where are they coming? Are there also Ukrainians among them?
Ukrainians, I cannot tell that they are Ukrainians. They are Ukrainian descendants, yeah, maybe. But Ukrainians, like ethnic Ukrainians living in Ukraine, maybe we don't have such students. Mostly, maybe 100% of our students are people living in other countries. Some of them live in Ukraine as volunteers or military. Maybe we have lots of students. But first, I remember that it was maybe 90% from America. Because in the beginning, the US supported Ukraine very, very seriously, and we had more than 90% students from America. And then now I see it's 50-50. It's from America, and Germany really supports us. I see that we have maybe 20% of our students coming from Germany. So for me, it's a big surprise. Yeah, Great Britain, and so Europe is now 50-50, like US and Europe, so mostly. Unfortunately, South America has this policy of supporting Russia, and they want, and the problem is they want to learn Ukrainian, but they severed all financial operations with Ukraine, and we cannot even have business. So it's a problem that this continent we cannot communicate with them. But mostly it's America, North America. The same with Mexico, it's very hot. So North America and Europe mostly. So this is our geography of our students.
So that's interesting. I did not know that South America has such a stupid policy. And that
they severed all the financial connections, and we cannot even have business with them. The same as Mexico. So Russia works really hard, yes, to separate Ukraine from their supporters.
Hopefully this will. Here we have in Germany we get more and more conscious about the danger of Russia and the hybrid warfare. And that they try to disturb us wherever they can, and the more and more, so the consciousness is coming back. But I'm afraid about those. Not afraid, but I'm really astonished about the stupidity in the politics and about the population of Germany.
They're the same as bubble.
Yeah, we have been.
We have explanation of everything. They want to live in their perfect world. Not have problems. They just want to live. They leave us alone. We don't
Yeah.
want to see the bigger picture, to see this
Yes.
picture. We want to live to see this, yeah. And I can understand that. I would really love to live like this. I would love to, live in my bubble, but my bubble is ruined already. Yeah, so I need to see the bigger picture. And what you see from my side, from our point of view, it's really, it's not, it's different. It's really different. Yes, if you were in my shoes, I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about people, yeah, there. So if you were in our shoes, maybe come to Ukraine, maybe for 1 month, maybe, yeah, to live with us, to feel everything. Yes, maybe people would understand us better. Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
But when I hear people saying bad things about Ukraine, about Zelensky, about corruption or whatever, they say they have a bad image of Ukraine from
Mhm.
some sources, and I imagine what sources they are. So like
Okay.
Telegram channels or whatever, and there is also a big doubt in the German. I just can't speak as a German, but I'm sure in America
Mhm.
it's even worse. There's a big doubt in the media, and they don't
Mhm.
believe the media, and they believe it's all lie and don't believe it. And so I have my alternative channels, and I get my information from
Mhm.
sources where I can rely on. But
Mhm.
in fact, those people they are a little bit or in a big way disturbed, and they have really completely stupid image of Ukraine. And I tell them from my own perspective that I had a completely different experience with all Ukrainians I know. And because I know Ukrainians myself as a personal testimony, I have been there as a witness. I have been in Kyiv several times and in Lviv, and I've been also traveling to Odessa in October 22 for my that actually gave me the idea that I must learn Ukrainian now, because
Mhm.
before
Okay.
20 years ago I was also reluctant. I did not know. Yes, your Russian is important, and yeah, Ukrainian is nice, but your Russian is more important. I had this image in my head. Now I changed it. It's so important from my point of view. Ukrainian is the most important language in the world for the moment, to accept English. But
Yeah,
but
I wish more people thought like you. And every day we fight. Yeah, I basically fight to popularize Ukrainian. So I write books. Maybe you saw my books, yeah? It's like
did you write a
Писанка,
book?
yes.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't see that
I had
yet.
3 books. Yeah, I had Писанка and Смачна, and recently my third book, Veselka came.
Smachno. Okay, I would.
It's maybe I give you the links on Amazon, and if
I will.
you
I will buy them, of course.
and I can give you the audio and video materials if you'd like.
Nice.
So
Thank
it's
you.
like it's
Yes,
really
we'll link it below afterwards also.
okay. Thank you, thank you. So I can tell you that every day we fight for Ukrainian language, for Ukrainian culture. Every day we make videos, we make stories, we post on all channels to tell
Mhm.
about Ukraine, to tell about Ukrainian culture, that it is unique. You need to learn it to support Ukraine. And it's a big fight. Yes, we need to fight for it every day. It's like Zelensky, the first day of the war, he said, everyone should be on his or her front line. So you need to do something. And this is what inspired me to organize, to found the school. His words. He told that everyone should fight in their own way. And
On their own. Wow. And
this was my way to fight. Sorry?
Did Zelensky inspire
Sorry?
you to found your school? It was him.
Maybe yes, because I remember these days, first days of war, and I was so like devastated. I didn't know what to do. And he told, I remember his interview, he told that you need to talk to people. You need to talk to other people and explain them about importance to support Ukraine. So this is how this idea to found the school came to me. I decided, okay, I will make the Instagram channel to tell the news about Ukraine. And my this school was just the news about Ukraine. I post stories every day in Russian, not Russian, in Ukrainian and English, Ukrainian, English. The stories. So first it was just news, and then people started to come to me to write and say, I want to learn Ukrainian, can you help me? And this is how I had 10 maybe students first. I was the only teacher, and I had 10 students in the beginning, so it was just, a small skill. But then it started, to grow. I invited my friends from the university, and now it's 23 teachers working in our school, and more than 300 students. I told you that they came to us not just because they wanted to learn Ukrainian, but because we are the community. We are the community of Ukrainian culture, Ukrainian history. So we are not about Ukrainian language. We are much more. So if you come to our Instagram or other channels, you'll see that it's not only about, words. It's about Ukrainian heart, Ukrainian soul, about Ukrainian identity. So this is what we are about. This is our mission.
Fantastic. This is so important. Congratulations. Hanna, this is so good. And thanks God that he gave you the courage that you carry on and that you don't give up and that you get, by the way, I must tell a big I don't know the English word now. Lob, it's in German. It's that I will say that the teacher Olena in Lviv region, she's teaching me. She's so good.
Yeah, she's a great teacher.
Thank you that you gave me, but I'm sure the others are also so.
Yes, our teachers are really nice, and they are very nice people, and they're very professional people. Most of them have the Ukrainian and English expertise, and they are really good people, and they help us. We are like one team. We work as one team, and we have these trainings of external trainings from Hanna Yurchenko University certification program. Yes, so we are trying to improve all the time our skills, and we try to teach only the best practice. You see, we have our own textbooks, we have the best certification materials, so our teachers improve all the time.
Yes, and I can say also that I'm impressed how my teacher, she is really going back on the point, and she's every lesson now is the 20th lesson now, and I'm happy to pay the next 10 lessons. But she is really very diligent, and she sends me the homework, and then she writes down the new vocabulary, and she understands what problems I have, and she develops, especially for me, some tasks sometimes. I'm really impressed, and without Olena, I would not have learned so good. I'm not. Я не хочу вже сказати багато речень в українському.
Супер, молодець.
Дякую. I just said the people don't understand, so I say I cannot say still a lot of words in Ukrainian, but at least I can talk much more than before. With Duolingo, this app,
Duolingo, it's a good start. So I'm grateful to Duolingo, because people who started Duolingo, that's 1 million or maybe more than 1 million users in the beginning of the work. And they wanted to do what? After Duolingo, they want to speak, yes, and they come to us, and we welcome them with our, heart. Of course, Duolingo is great, but it's great for the, the starter.
It's great for the starting, and it has good capacities to learn the text, the script.
Yeah.
Because you read all the time and so on, and you don't write a lot, but you just, that's why it's good. And I have really improved reading a lot, and also writing. Maybe I have. This is a problem. The Cyrillic language is really strange. No, the Cyrillic script is strange for us Westerners in the beginning, when you have to overcome this. And now I can read in Ukrainian, and that's why. But first, to overcome this big hurdle,
I think it's more psychological, because Cyrillic is not so.
No, of course,
it's different than many, but I often met this problem. Oh, Cyrillic, I cannot read. No, it's too hard for me. It's in the head.
Sure.
Yes. So you need just to relax and say, I can do it. I will do it. Everything will be okay. I know it. I got it. Yes. My teacher will help me. Everything will be okay. So if you have this attitude, everything will be okay. You see? So this is here, and this is homework. We work, and I always tell my teachers, we need to be, psychologists a little bit, maybe, not a little bit, to help our students, to be a friend, to support you, yes, to be not only, the teacher, but to be there for you, yes, to see your problem and to help you solving and overcoming these obstacles, to be together as a team. So we always work as a team with you, and
so good.
we really appreciate. We appreciate you so much. So thank you. Yeah.
And I hope that you will, in short time, you will have much more students. And I was so happy to having had the chance today to talk with you about the Ukrainian language. And I think it's enough now. I would like to continue for a long time with you, but for maybe the people who will listen to it, it's 40 minutes now, maybe.
I think for the first time, maybe enough. We can do it some other time.
Yeah, sure. We will, of course. I hope to speak the next time more. And so at least it's Christmas now, and it is the new year. And I want to wish you z Nowym roku. Did I say well? No.
Z Nowym rokom. Z Nowym rokom.
Z Nowym rokom.
I can tell you that your Ukrainian is much better than my German, because I cannot say anything in German. So maybe I can. I don't want anything. I want to say something in English. Yes. So I like to thank you for having me today, and I really appreciate this chance to say thank you to all people supporting Ukraine, all people believing in Ukraine, despite of anything, because your support, your strength, and your good vibes, we feel it, and when everything is down and there is no hope, I wake up in the morning, I read my students support me, and I go on. I keep on going thanks to you. We keep on going thanks to you. So please don't give up. Please go on supporting Ukraine. Thank you so much.
I tell you, please don't give up. We will win together. Ми переможемо. We will win.
Переможемо, так.
Переможемо.
Переможемо, так.
Переможемо. We will win, and the good will win. And I don't stop praying for the victory of Ukraine, and I'm sure it will come. And but it's hard. I don't know why there is this, but I'm sure it will come. And please, Hanna, don't lose your hope. And it will be.
Thanks to you, I won't. Thanks to you. Only thanks to you. Thank you, Crystal. Yeah, thank you so much. So hope to see you next time. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Yeah. Щасливого Різдва, з Новим роком. До побачення.
З Новим роком. Слава Україні.
Слава Україні. До побачення.
До побачення.